Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I'm Sam the SLB, future governor of NXT and co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun. And alongside me today, and I just totally lost my line. That's cool, guys. But it's the man behind X, Wrestling's Nostradamus. It's an OG episode, guys. Scott and I.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's just the two of us. Yes, both John and Ethan are on assignment. I think Ethan's still going through round 2 now of treatments for his cloning of 2026. And John obviously out there gathering more stats for his return next week. But yeah, we got a few things we're going to talk about this week. There's been some interesting news that's come out in the past week or so.
Yes, there has been. Let me down that. Before we begin, make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We're pushing 600 there, guys. Let us get to 600. Let's get that number up. First and foremost, we got Wrestle Dream coming up October 18th. The WWE one's not clicking right now. I didn't bring that in. Is that Perth?
Oh, Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel Perth.
It's
coming up the 11th. So, guys, we have a couple shows coming up. Keep an eye on for those. Of course, Bound for Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Bound for Glory. All right. I think let's start the show off. We're going to run through quickly the NXT No Mercy card and show. Obviously, you guys, if you haven't seen it already, here's the rundown. Javon Evans defeated Josh Briggs. So Ruka retained her Speed Championship. Jordan Grace defeated Blake Monroe for the women's the weaponized steel cage match. Ethan Page retained the North American title. JC Chain retained the women's title. And Ricky Saints defeated and is now your new NXT champion, taking out Oba Femi, which I can only assume means Homeboy's going to the main roster.
It could be. Apparently, from what I've been reading, NXT call-ups are now a little closer to the vest than they have been. So even though you might think he might be going up, you never know. Maybe he'll come back and try to, take out Ricky. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on with NXT. You have all the stuff going on with TNA, and I mean, there's possibilities for lots of screwy things, and that's what I enjoy about this stuff.
Yeah, and I also feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, between John Cena retiring officially, AJ Styles now officially going to be off the roster. I feel like there was a couple others that were coming to mind. And we got the Andrade situation we're going to talk about. Right. There's going to be openings on the main roster, so people are going to be able to make their way.
Right. Absolutely.
But let's.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Oba Femi's gonna do ridiculous things on the main roster. So whenever that happens, yes,
he's a main eventer. He's gonna main event Mania.
Oh yeah,
he could be your next big. He could be the next guy.
It's true.
Imagine, we've seen it in NXT, but just want to put this out there: Oba Femi, Braun Breaker, WrestleMania match. I think that could be legendary.
First thing I thought of was those two. Just two unstoppable forces. It's going to be nuts.
It's going to have that real big, like 80s, early 90s feel of just monsters, meat slapping meat.
Yeah, the Big E special. Yep.
Mm-hmm. No Mercy. What did you think overall with this show?
I thought it was pretty good. It's NXT. It's normally a pretty high standard. I think obviously my favorite match of the night was, at least for me, I really loved Jordan and Blake having their nice weaponized steel cage match. A little crazy. Blake just, trying to take Jordan's hair out with the scissors. Took a nice huge chunk of it. So yeah, that was interesting. Just the whole show itself was pretty good. I do like the fact that Fatal Influence looks like they have a potential new third member. They talked about that. There was actually some extra stuff happened on NXT this past week. That Lainey Reed was the one that took out Jasmine Nix and helped JC retain her title. So we'll see.
Yeah. I didn't think it was bad. I don't know if I was not in the zone when I was watching it. Didn't feel as strong as the last few shows, but it was still good. I mean, it's NXT. It's not like we're not talking about in your house shows from 1995. Like
Right.
But it was still pretty good. We got the announcement for obviously next NXT. By the way, is that it? If I didn't say this, guys, we're here on Friday now. Friday's going forward. We're here on Friday, so don't look for us on Mondays. We're gonna try to keep things, especially before pay-per-views, keep it a little more on the nose, a little closer to when we record.
Mm-hmm.
So, so this coming week we have Showdown, which was initially announced as the next Invasion show.
Yep.
Which I released a short. I'm like, this is exciting, Invasion. We're gonna finally do this TNA NXT thing. And then I went to go look at something like Showdown on this week, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is this like a Mandela effect thing? Did I look at something wrong? Did the internet bamboozle me?
Yeah, NXT decided to change things up. We won't really get into the politics of why, but
no, the only
things
thing
changed.
the only thing I would say would have been if you knew this was going to be a potential issue, which maybe they didn't.
Right.
They should have talked to them. They should have gotten the okay ahead of time.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time that there's been, hey, let's come up with something, and then have to quickly change your mind because of a terrible mistake. I think, what was it? I think Gunther's original name was something else, and they had to pivot because it was like a war criminal or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like, guys, do your homework, pay attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. The showdown's still going to be fun. Doesn't have that. What's the word?
Invasion feel?
Yes, but
yeah, it'll be good. I mean, again, I don't. There is no way that what's going on with NXT and TNA, where this doesn't lead to a TV deal or them buying TNA.
I really hope that it is the former, that it's a TV deal and not a buyout, because there needs to be multiple avenues for wrestlers to be able to get into the business, into like the mainstream business, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, looking back at this now, I think AEW buying ROH was a terrible decision, because ROH hasn't done anything. They've been on their own little network, but they're not on television. And I feel like you're doing them a severe disservice by not having them on TV.
The only difference with that, I feel like, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the timing of that, of when that happened, well, first and foremost, I think they were going bankrupt. I think if nobody bought them, they were just going to get defunct. I think that was step one. Step two, I can't imagine what would have happened had McMahon's WWE bought Ring of Honor.
Oh, true.
It would have been a tape library.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying that what Tony has done with Ring of Honor has been fair? It's been good? No. You're right. It's become Dark and Elevation all over again.
Yep. Except they're not even on YouTube to watch.
You and I don't watch it because half the time, and that was the reason, and I will be very clear, that's why Rampage became kind of difficult to watch.
Yep.
Towards the end. Because there would be an hour-long show with 5 matches.
Right. Exactly.
And you're like, wait a minute, hold on. How are you going to jam 5 matches into 1 hour of television?
Right. And it's not even a full hour, because you have probably at least 25 minutes of commercials.
Mm-hmm. Granted, good thing it's not on NBC because you'd get 35, 45 minutes of commercials.
Yes, Saturday night's main commercial. Which, by the way, November 1st, your boys will be back. Live reactions to Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So I guess with the we'll kind of lead into this, but yeah, I hope TNA end up getting a TV deal. CW would be perfect. We've talked about that before.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Knockouts title. And I'll let you lead into this. You sent me the article, but you had a little more insight on Ash by Elegance.
Yes. So, for those of you who were paying attention or watching Victory Road last week, Ash by Elegance had to relinquish her TNA Knockouts title only a few weeks into her reign. The unfortunate thing is this was actually brought up by Tommy Dreamer. This is not a work. This is not like a Seth Rollins type deal. Like, this is a legitimate situation. He couldn't really get into it due to HIPAA stuff, but her career is officially over. And her in-ring career, which is sad. I've always been a big fan of hers. Like going back to like her NXT days and her WWE main roster days when she was Dana Brooke. I always like the kind of like, I don't want to say mid card, but like she wasn't mainstream. Like she wasn't like at the top all the time. But I always liked her in-ring work. I think the only thing she really needed to work on was her promos, and those actually got a lot better when she was in TNA. And then obviously she won the Knockouts title in the triple threat match, pinning Masha Slamovich. And then things seemed to be going well, and then all of a sudden it kind of just stopped. And now she's no longer going to be wrestling. So will that mean she comes back and maybe manages the rest of the Elegance brand? Does the Elegance brand even stay together anymore? Who knows? I don't know. We haven't had an episode really since, and actually the day of this recording, we'll find out if there's anything going on. But yeah, it's sad. It's a sad day.
It is. Especially with everything she had gone through. I remember when she was in WWE. I don't remember her husband had passed.
Yes.
Yeah. And now to end your career like this, kind of upsetting. Actually, actually upsetting.
Yeah.
This is not to belittle that, but this is kind of because I feel like there's been another injury or some other things going on. And going back to the Obafemi kind of stuff, this is where I think between the retirements and then the injuries, like the severe injuries that are happening, where you're going to see some of this other talent move. Some of it maybe faster than they should.
It's true. Yeah. Sometimes, it's like, I like to consider it kind of like how you are with baseball. Like you could be great in AAA, which would be like literally either AAA or NXT. And then you come up to the main roster and you struggle a little bit. I mean, you probably could look at, I would probably say a good thing for that would be Carmelo Hayes. He kind of floundered for a little bit. He had that great, pretty much 7-match series with Andrade. Which again we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then he's doing his stuff with the Miz, and now I think him and Miz are going to have a match. But so he's finally found his footing. But for the longest time, it was kind of like, was he actually ready to get called up, or did they call him up so fast? And then creative's like, shit, we really don't have anything for you right now. Just hang tight.
Yeah, and then you got people obviously like Miz, who I don't know why he's become the new Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. But I mean, and honestly though, in a way, it's good that it is the Miz that's doing this stuff, because he's taking like all the responsibility for all of the like Hollywood talent that comes in. He tries to get his, he's in there to try to help them guide the way, like he was with Logan Paul before Logan Paul kind of took off. And he's done this with countless other people. So why not give the rub for Carmelo to move ahead? I fully expect Carmelo to win in that feud, and then hopefully that sends him into an actual title match.
No, there is always going to be that guy that, I feel like Miz has been there for so long. I'm surprised he hasn't had a second title run. And everyone's got to be down there. I feel like there was a point where Jericho, even in AEW, was doing this.
Yeah.
It's something you got to do.
I mean, like his feud with Orange Cassidy, I think really kind of put Orange more on the map. Like
that was the one where Orange started to get serious.
Yeah. Yep. When he wasn't just screwing around the whole time and having fun.
Let's talk about him for a minute, because I was watching the 6th anniversary last night, and him coming out, and I was thinking about this. I just remember I don't remember if it was the first All In. I don't remember it was Double or Nothing the first time we had seen him. It was a Rumble. It was one of the Rumbles. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, this guy's funny, but also like, I don't know what you could do with this.
Right.
And then I remember when he came in as a full-time member,
mm-hmm.
and he did the thing. It was the ladder match, and he did the thing with the ladder, and he just, he put the ladder down, and he's just like with his hands in his pockets, didn't know what to do. It was funny. And now he's back, and he's still doing that, but at a very serious, like a headliner.
Yeah. Like he's evolved, which is nice.
He's evolved and kept the gimmick.
Right, exactly. So it still has now it's more like a callback instead of his everyday shtick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the exact reverse of when he had his match with Pac, when everybody freaked out by how good he actually was in the ring. Now we know how good he is in the ring, and he's like, oh yeah, he's still a funny guy sometimes. Okay.
That was the first. I think that was. I don't know if he was not when Ash and I started dating. I remember I had brought that match up, and I go, "You guys see this guy wrestle with his hands in his pockets?" And she goes, "What?" And I remember showing, and she's like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And I go, "Wait, it gets better." But anyways, I think stuff like that, like what Carmelo, gives him time to work with the older talent, the veterans, if you will, really hone in their craft. Because I always like to look back at the golden age, if you will, the 80s, when Vince was buying up the territories. Yep. And all the star talent from all these other promotions were coming over, and more than half of them, you don't.
Yep.
Dino Bravo comes to mind.
Yes.
Terry Taylor, Rick Martel. They became mid-card talent, maybe lower-card talent. Even Dusty. If you look at Dusty,
yep,
he was here for a blink before the acquisition.
Yep. It's Vince's way. Like if I didn't create you, I'm gonna tear you down, make you look normal or less. Like you're not that special because I'm not the one who created you.
Unless it was like Bill Goldberg, then
I mean, even then, Vince did his best to make Goldberg look as human as possible.
Yeah, but I feel like with Goldberg, it was almost like, oh, this guy's a monster. He would, if he had the opportunity to get Bill in 98, 99.
Yeah.
I think he would have, out of anybody, I'll put a bet down. I bet you out of anyone on that fucking roster in WCW, that's the one he would have gone for first.
Probably. I'd say either him or Sting.
Sting, yes. Sting, I mean.
But when talking about like how hot Bill Goldberg was, yes, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. He'd be the number one pick. But maybe Crow Sting would probably be a close second.
During that time, yeah, Crow Sting.
Yeah.
Just top tier. Because I think Bill, this is going to be a weird take, but I mean, Goldberg was Lesnar before Lesnar.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I don't know where I was going with that, but definitely I think opportunities will will arise here. I really feel like we might start seeing a shakeup with these rosters.
There's supposed to be a draft at some point. So I don't know. I think that would be a good time to have that happen. And part of me, and I don't think if this thought in my mind were to happen, then what you said previously, the latter would be that what would be happening. If you do a draft and you start drafting TNA talent to like Raw or SmackDown or NXT, then it's like, then it has to be a buyout, because I don't think that would actually, I don't know if that would actually happen, to see like Moose on Raw or, like Santana on SmackDown. Like, I don't know. I think that'd be a whole nother level.
Well, you could bring them over. The problem, I guess, would be it's the mark theory. Yeah, you could take them, bring them to Raw, bring them to SmackDown. Who are you sending to Impact?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's and true. Not that if I wasn't a talent, I would be excited. Cool, going to TNA, but oh yeah, we tape on like these 3 days.
Right.
No live crowd? No. Maybe once a month.
Yeah. Yep. Otherwise, you get small crowds and yeah.
Yeah. Unless you did like some NXT TNA like mini draft, but then I don't know. Then it'd be a second draft, but then the NXT people could still go. I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I would think weeds. Granted, and I don't know if they've. When was the last time somebody was drafted to NXT?
I don't think there has ever been anybody drafted to NXT. It's always been to Raw or SmackDown from NXT.
Because I was thinking, I feel like when Finn went back.
But that wasn't a draft. He just went back. I think that was after an injury, I think.
What about Mandy?
That was by choice.
Oh, those also, by choice.
They sent her down there because she was doing something with, funny enough, she was doing something with Dana Brooke. They were a tag team. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, Mandy shows up in NXT. And it's like, wait a minute, what's going on down here? And then she went on to have not probably, but definitely the best run of her entire career.
That was Finn when he went back. Finn had a solid. There's something about that brand that elevates those stars on a level that, for some reason, doesn't shine the same way in the main roster.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's more of an intimate feeling. Like the crowd is it's pretty much the same people because they're always at Full Sail. So you always have the same like general people. You had people that were there doing the most ridiculous stuff at the time. You had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. You had Undisputed Era, Finn Balor coming back. It's like Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe. You had the who's who of the indies playing in your minor leagues, and I say that with quotations, just having an absolute ball. Like people like to like say, oh, NXT Black and Gold wasn't all that good. Yes, it was. Like I think that's probably the best wrestling that I've ever watched, because people talk about the Attitude Era, and the Attitude Era was great, but there was a lot that sucked in the Attitude Era.
We say it all the time.
Yep, Ruthless Aggression was the same way. There was a lot of good, but there was a lot of bad. With NXT, when we first started doing this podcast, we said every takeover, how can they outdo themselves this time? And they always found a way to do it.
It was always better.
Every time. And we're like, how?
Especially when you had Cole and you had Gargano and Ciampa and you had Keith Lee and you had just Ricochet.
And as much as people hate whatever the controversy was around this, Velveteen Dream.
I was just thinking about him.
Was another one. It's like I think he honestly is the greatest what if in NXT history. Because the amount of talent that man had was off the goddamn charts. And then the shit that he put himself into, or just it just ruined everything. And whether he actually did it or if it was made up, WWE didn't find anything wrong. There was no federal charges put against him, but the jury of public opinion had already made their ruling, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we may never see him. It's
No.
kind of like the Joey, the hell's his name?
Oh, Joey Janela? Oh,
No,
the hell's his name? Oh my God.
the mustache, the penises.
Yes. I can't remember his name. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, he was supposed to do a comeback, and then everyone blacklisted the show he was going to be on, so he got let go from that show.
Yep.
Now, again, could have been. I don't want to get into the ins and outs. Another one I think of is Marty Scurll.
Yes.
He was another one where questionable stuff happened. Yeah, it's been a long time since that's happened. He still wrestles, I think, in the WWC overseas a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's another one. Him and Dream, like, he's like the equivalent. Like, those.
Yeah.
I think you and I both said it. Dream had the it factor.
Yes.
He had arguably one of the best elbows in the game.
Yes.
In Scurll, I'd seen him so many times. Every time he came out, went black, and he had a very cool and, like, I don't know. Regardless, yeah, black and gold NXT. Just arguably the best WWE wrestling of the 21st century.
Yes.
If not of all, it's arguably one of the best eras they've ever had.
Yeah.
Fight me on that.
No,
no, you
I know. Yeah.
But speaking about talent, this is just a talent-filled show. I'm going to tell you, this one shocked me. And I said, yo, last night, and I know you're a little behind, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything. Not that if I spoil it, you would be like, oh, okay, cool. So last night, on the 6th anniversary of Dynamite, I can't believe it's been 6 years already, man.
Right?
After, I think it was the opening match, Kenny taking on the Bucks, which is still kind of a weird concept. Tell me 6 years ago that Kenny and the Bucks are going head-to-head against each other. I'd be like, that'll never happen. Jeez.
Right, yeah.
Aren't
they the Broke Bucks now?
Oh yeah, they didn't even get an entrance last night. They were just like, and here are the Broke Bucks. This downward spiral they have. If you're not watching, like, it's one of the funniest things they're doing in that whole company. But regardless, after the match, Kenny, talk about 6 years, this and that, all of a sudden he gets attacked. Long story short, it was Andrade El Idolo coming and siding with actually the Don Callis family. I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. Especially because after what had happened, it's been 2 years, Scott.
I know.
It's been 2 years since he left.
Yep.
And now we got our first Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My thought was William Regal, because he did the same thing in the 90s, bouncing back and forth between WCW and WWF.
He did that too?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's why I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Interesting. What, you know what? We're gonna take a little.
But yeah, Andrade started in WWE, went to AEW, then came back to WWE, and now he's back in AEW. So apparently, I was reading on this before we got on tonight. Andrade had actually failed several wellness policies with WWE. So they decided to just let him go instead of paying him for 90 days, which is why there was no compete clause. So he was able to just show up like 3 weeks after he was done.
Interesting. And I know he's already signed.
Yes.
He's already signed. Interesting, he's going right against Kenny.
I mean, that's a pretty good welcome. And obviously Kenny's on the back end of his career, especially with his health. So
yeah. Which will suck. I hope he stays with the company because I feel like he would be a good logistical asset for AEW. When he decides to call it quits.
Right.
But regardless, yeah, I was actually shocked. I was like, this is at least from what I know. I might have some nerd in the comments being like, well, actually, this off the top of my head, this is the first one.
Yeah, he's the first one to go back to back to back to back, like going between companies. Yeah.
Yeah. To align himself with the Don Callis family, which I wish I had the comment. I would have. I want to run this person through the mud. They said the Don Callis family is the most overrated faction in the industry right now, and I go, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's maybe besides I can't think of one or two like weak elements, but he's got a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, and it's like they're mixed and matched too. It's not like there's nothing uniform about them. So he's just got Don's able to just put pieces together from all types of anything. He's doing a good job with it. So I do need to catch up. I am so far behind.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say, and you know what? And 2025 has not been the great. It's been an improvement. I would say it's been an improvement since the Brawl Out. The shows have been great. The pay-per-views have been stellar. People are gonna bitch. They're always gonna bitch. But we can say the same thing with WWE. You know, there's a lot of decisions right now that we're talking about with WWE where we're just like, all right, Showdown, it's minor. It takes away from the invasion taste, but whatever.
Right.
The Saudi stuff, do with that what you will.
Yeah. Companies are already coming after them for it. What was it? MLW, like literally just like ripped them to shreds during one of their recent television shows for that. So yeah, it'll be yeah. I can only imagine who else is going to go after them. And I really want to see what happens here in the States the week of WrestleMania. If somebody's able to step up to the plate and do a WrestleMania style thing in the US, you would hope that it would send a shot across the bow to be like, don't do this shit over there.
Or even, I mean, like we said, we keep talking about AEW.
Yeah.
You do something with Double or Nothing. I'm going to book it for you right now. Double or Nothing. Send it to New Orleans. Do WrestleCon.
Yep. Yep.
Why not?
Exactly.
It's interesting. And again, I don't think the WWE product is sinking. It's far from sinking. But I definitely think there are business decisions that are going to be harmful in the long run right now.
Yeah.
Not like detrimental, but.
Well, depending. I mean, we're talking WrestleMania tickets, you know, a while back. Or not a while back, but recently. And the same like section of tickets that we bought for WrestleMania 40, the prices are almost doubled.
Yes.
It's insane.
Here's my thoughts on that. We're gonna do some economics, basic economics. If they raise, and you know, I kind of get what they're saying, because the same thing just happened with Ticketmaster, where they were just like, I don't think what did the CEO said? It's kind of a dick thing he said, but you kind of get what he says, where you're like, you know, these are too cheap. Everyone's like, what do you mean they're too cheap? I still got to bust out $2,000 to go see Taylor Swift. Yeah, you're pulling out the money still. As long as people are buying something.
Right. There's no reason to change it.
What is your buyout? You know, Scott and I, we've looked at these prices. I definitely think 40 was our last one. Unless him and I hit it big. I don't see us going another Mania ever again.
Yeah. We've both gone to 2, so we're good.
We're good. We're fine. People will spend stupid amounts of money. The same thing. Here's a good example. Disney. People bitch about the Disney tickets. It's like $175 right now for a non-Florida resident to go to Disney for a day. One park.
So expensive.
That's one day. We're not even talking about staying. If you stay multiple, if you get a food. But people do it, and they do it all the time.
Yep.
My girlfriend says people drain their life savings to do that one trip to Disney, and then that one trip to Disney becomes multiple trips.
Yep. Turns into a drug.
So the same thing. If you're going to spend the money and they're still going to sell out, they're going to keep upping the price.
Right.
Until they start pricing. It will become a luxury because everyone's going to want to do it. And it doesn't matter how high they put it. You're still going to spend it.
Yep.
That's how it is, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
It's, and we can talk about inflation. You get all that. Yeah, inflation's another monster. But if you're buying, they're gonna put it up until Scott. Let's look at the Super Bowl.
Oh God.
We will never, ever, ever, ever in our lives, unless we hit it big, go to a Super Bowl.
Correct.
The money you need to go to a game is dumb.
Yeah. It's like 5 figures.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But people are going to spend that money.
Right. And they're going to watch a terrible halftime show and probably a mediocre game. So.
Yeah. I mean, if New England's not in it, it's mediocre. I mean, that's just how it is, guys.
Thank you.
But here's something that's crazy. If you don't like the prices on something, just don't fucking buy it.
Pretty much.
I don't know why I have to give like a spending lesson to people.
People like to complain.
They think they're entitled. I shouldn't have to pay that much. Well, you know what? If you're gonna pay for it, I will go back to the Nintendo Switch 2. They didn't announce the price, and I was telling myself, what is my number? Where am I out?
Yep.
Where am I out? For me, it was like 400's a lot. I could do 400. That's fine. That's doable. 450, it's a little higher, but I can do that. 5's tough. 550, ooh, that's cutting it. 6, I'm out. This ends up $600. That's my. I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but oh yeah. So as long as they're if they keep up in the prices and people keep paying for it, you don't have any right to complain.
It's true.
I'm not sure. We're gonna jump industries for a minute because this is a Sam and Scott haven't bitched to each other in a while conversation. Has anyone seen what happened?
Open frequency radio?
I need to just bring that back. I need to have an episode that just shows where I can just like talk. Did you see what happened with Game Pass this week?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my God.
This is a great example, guys. Great real world example.
Yep.
I don't remember what it was before. I think when I had first tried it out, I think it was like $15 for Game Pass.
I think it went up 50. The Ultimate went up 50%. So I think it was probably $19.99, and now it's is it $29.99 now?
It's $29.99 now.
Yeah, so it was. I think it was $19.99 now. But yeah, they broke the website for cancellations because people were like, "I ain't paying $10 extra a month. No thanks." I mean, honestly, though, $30 a month for video games, if you don't have the time, that is wild to continue paying that price. If you're still playing it all the time, then it sounds like a sound investment, especially with all the day one games that you can get. But if you're a casual gamer, forget it. That's way too much of a luxury to pay.
Here's something, because I have all three. If there was a game I really wanted to try, well, first of all, physical all the way. You won't get me outside of minus my Steam Deck and my Rogue Ally. You will not.
Yeah, you're definitely a physical media guy.
Physical media all day. So we're bringing Laserdisc back, guys. If I wanted to try something day one, $30 for that's better than paying the $70.
That is true.
For a month.
That is true. I mean, if you're like renting it for the month, yes, I get that.
but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like that's where I could see it's still beneficial. But again, if you do it for, I mean, I don't want to do this to you, Scott. Let's go to Blockbuster.
Oh, Blockbuster.
How much was it to rent a game back in the day?
Oh God, probably a few bucks. You'd have it for, was it 2 or 3 nights maybe?
Did they do the 3-night and the 5-night thing? Because I remember
so. Yeah,
movies were the same way, where like new releases were like 3 days only.
3 days, yeah, because they wanted them back, and then older movies were 5 days. Yes. Oh my God, Sam. Nostalgia.
But I was wondering, because like if you rented it for 5 days, I didn't remember. I was too young to. I don't think we ever rented games from there.
I think I did maybe a couple of times because I was always I want to buy it and just have it. And then back in my day, we had demo discs, so you could play pretty much a whole bunch of brand new games that were coming out and play the first level or so. And so you get a taste for it. So it kind of eliminated the reason to rent it from Blockbuster or places like that. But I think I did it for a handful of times. Probably for like I think maybe probably Tekken stuff like that because I hadn't played. I think that might have been right before I bought my first game, which I think might have been 3. I don't know. God, I'm dating myself here. Holy shit. But yeah, it was a thing. I just didn't do it too often.
Yeah. You know what? We got time. We got like 20 minutes.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, if you're gonna see, maybe it's because I don't have an Xbox. I haven't had an Xbox since the 360. So I think that was even pre like the Game Pass. So I don't know if you're allowed to only have it for a month or if you have to buy it for a year and it's just 30 bucks a month regardless. If you can rent it, that's one thing. If you have to buy a full year's worth, I don't know about that.
Well, that's the thing. When I had it, I paid monthly, but now I think about it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it is or not. If it is, then that's, if you want to get one game that you want to play day one, it might be a good idea.
But like that's a good example because everyone's like, we're not paying this, and they dropped it. Now, keep in mind, people don't want to pay 30 bucks a month to rent. Again, if you're a gamer and you're gaming like 7 days a week,
right,
and you're fine with staying with digital, I guess that works. You might get away with it.
Yeah.
But people want to pay $30 for digital games, but then drop a few $1,000s for the nosebleeds at Mania.
Right.
Some people would be like, well, that's an experience. I go, well, that's an experience I don't want to have on my bank account. So,
well, we want to have the experience. Our bank account does not. So,
okay. Ultimate New Days Game 1 on day 1.
Yeah.
But that's only Ultimate. You can't do it. I had Premium. That's what I had.
Yeah, Ultimate is the only one I think now that does the day one stuff. There's ones that are, I think the Premium one does exclusives like within a year or something. That I remember reading it earlier today, but I don't remember at this moment. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my God. I mean, meanwhile, I'm paying like, I don't know, what is it, $80 something a year for PlayStation for the lowest tier. So it's like, I have no room really to complain.
But PlayStation, I mean, that's different. I mean, I don't. I mean, every so often I would get something. I just want these in my hands, especially with all the BS going on. I know this became a video game podcast really quickly. You know, I ended up picking up this randomly. I got Castlevania on my N64.
Nice.
Big Castlevania fan. But that's the thing. I think as long as you keep paying for something, they're going to up the price if they are selling out.
Yep. Because
at some point, you're going to price it so high, you probably will price people out, and you will not always sell out.
So what you're saying, Sam, is that everybody's got a price.
Yes, that is what I'm getting at. All right. Well, guys, that's my economics and my common sense We're just gonna start talking about that on this podcast going forward. Scott, we got 15 minutes. Do we got anything else?
I wanted to pull it back. We were talking about NXT and TNA. I have to give some props to Mustafa Ali. The man was let go from WWE 2 years ago after he was promised and earned a North American title opportunity. The whole fiasco happened back then with a whole bunch of Triple H's favorites got let go. Shawn Michaels like literally almost fought someone to keep Mustafa in the company, but obviously that didn't happen. So he gets let go. He travels a little bit, then he ends up in TNA, turns into one of their best wrestlers, top of the card, doing all these ridiculous things. And then this past Tuesday, he comes back to NXT, surprisingly interrupting Ethan Page, goes into this entire like 5 to 10 minute spiel about him getting fired before he was owed this championship. Like, so Sam, I know you hadn't watched NXT this week. If you get the opportunity to find the clip of him talking, it got me so fired up. I was ready to run through a wall for this man.
Hell yeah.
So he is now challenging Ethan Page next week at Showdown for the North American title. And I swear to God, the man needs to win for a couple reasons. One, because I feel like he would have done an amazing job 2 years ago as North American champion. Two, it would finally give TNA an NXT title that they can play with. And three, I kind of feel like this would be another slap in the face to Vince McMahon for letting go of one incredible talent of many that he's let go. And a few of them live in TNA right now. So this is like the ultimate, like wrestlers, like wrestling fans, like dream, like to see like stars that have left to come back and excel. Like when this whole partnership had started, my brain was immediately like, how long before Matt Cardona shows up? He's here. How long before Mustafa Ali returns? He's back. So it's like, it's just, I have not had this much fun watching TNA and NXT in a very long time, probably since Black and Gold. I have to watch every single week. I need to know what's going on, and it's just it's been wonderful to watch. I look forward to next week, and I hope that it continues going forward with all these little things. I kind of feel like if it just kind of dies after this, then I don't know what's going to happen. I hope TNA wins the Showdown, and I hope that it turns into something bigger. Saying that as an NXT fan is a little wild, but still, I feel like NXT's been kind of slapping around TNA with both their men's and women's titles now back in NXT. It's time for TNA to get one back.
Yeah. It's good to see TNA getting the recognition it deserves. Mm-hmm. I think people need to stop looking at TNA as, oh, that was the crap company from 20 years ago. Mm-mm. If you still have that mindset, like, why, like, that's like surface level thinking. I wouldn't even want to. No,
right.
We're not going to engage with those people.
Yeah, can you really call yourself a true wrestling fan and not just a stan of one company?
That's like, right. We're going to gatekeep.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. But it's true though. It's like if you're a wrestling fan, just enjoy wrestling. Just have fun watching whatever you're watching. Don't bitch and complain and tell others that, if you want to have a little pride and be like, yeah, I'm team TNA or I'm team NXT, that's fine. But don't just run it into the ground for the sake of running it into the ground. Like you're not an active wrestler. It's not your job to drop promos on how terrible the other company is. It's the wrestler's job. Let them do that. That's what they get paid for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want this to succeed, I don't know. I just want good wrestling. And let me tell you, because since AEW has been here, It's gotten better.
Yes.
Even TNA. Hell, even you can feel it in TNA.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When I finally got back into TNA, it was it was right before, well, not right before, but it was a little before the partnership. And TNA, there were episodes where like, all right, it's a little dry to get through. Like, come on, guys, let's go. But the moment they started talking about the partnership, and then the NXT people started showing up, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is fun. Okay. And now it's like, it's some of the best stuff that I watch on television.
The only thing I would wish they would bring back from when we were watching it a couple years ago, what the hell was it, Scott? It was Wrestle House. That was when all the wrestlers were in the it was like a reality TV show segment they do.
Oh my god. Yes. Yep. They're shot at Big Brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff.
And they got a lot of great talent over there.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Scott. I think that's it. I think that's all we have. Like I said, guys, Fridays going forward, find us here. But Scott, tell people where they can find you at.
Well, you can find me pretty much everywhere, Scotty J Stream, on all the platforms. I will be at Bound for Glory, so keep an eye out on our TikTok. You may see some live footage from random parts of the show. So it's the first actual pay-per-view I've been to in a very long time. It didn't cost my wallet a lot, which is a great thing. And I'm in like not on the floor, but on the next section up. So I got great seats, be able to see the stage. So yeah, just keep an eye out. You'll see some fun stuff.
We will. And you can find me as the SOB Official on X. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I almost said Twitter again. I don't know why. TikTok. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok. We're on all streaming platforms. If you cannot find us, let us know. We'll put ourselves on there. On your platforms, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people at Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is the podcast of your choosing and why they should listen to us as well. Guys, once again, thank you so much for listening. You listen to the best of ATR. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.